Hi, my name is Ashley and welcome to another day in my life as a full-time artist. This particular day started out with some work on my old paint palettes. A few years ago, I started keeping many of the palettes instead of discarding them. I love how each of the palettes tells a color story about a particular painting that I've completed. I use thick uncoated paper plates when I'm painting, and when I'm finished and the colors are dry, I cut the outside edges off. I use a variety of paint pens and opaque paint to add creative quotes to the pieces, and it's actually a nice little side project that I can undertake when I'm not feeling a larger piece. It's also a project that I can easily do while checking out customers and tending to the store. I like the process of finding a quote that inspires me and that works with the colors of a particular palette. I typically gravitate towards golden fluid acrylics and Posca pens for the lettering. I'm particularly partial to the gold metallic Posca. Here are a few of the quotes that I used. My favorite is probably the one by Twyla Tharp. I've definitely used it more than once. She said, "Art is the only way to run away without leaving home." And I guess the John Updike one would be a second favorite. What art offers is space, a certain breathing room for the spirit. That's definitely a reason for me to paint as often as possible. After running out of quotes that I wanted to use, I moved on to laying out some 2-inch canvases to prep them for painting. I used these to create hand-painted Bryson City magnets. Wookie was ready to stretch her legs, so we went out for a walk, but first I had to stop next door to look for an item that a guest said they had left at our vacation rental. We purchased the Hazel House and my store in 2019 and did a full renovation of both. The store was finished first, but the house took a lot longer because we had to build a foundation and replace the entire base of the house, including the floors. We also took out the entire second story, making it a wide open, calming space. One of my favorite pieces I did for the house were these windows where I displayed all of the broken glass that we excavated out during the project. Each piece of glass was dug out of red clay, and after I'd individually cleaned each piece, I laid them out onto 2 old windows that we replaced in the house and glued them in place using E6000 glue. The house was originally built in 1902, and my store was added to the front of the house in 1940. They used to be connected, but we had to put up a firewall when we did the renovation of my retail space. I'm slowly putting together a video about these projects and the history of the buildings, which I think is pretty cool. It was time for lunch, and Wookie was excited, which was no surprise. The Ravens Fork food truck always has amazing specials, but I stuck to my usual grilled chicken salad. Does anyone else out there love Berocca? This is my one afternoon ritual for caffeine and vitamins that I never skip. I'm kind of addicted. I did find the item that the renters had left behind in the Hazel House. It's actually amazing how much stuff people leave behind on vacation and need mailed back. As I ate my lunch, Wookie kept begging for chicken, so I gave her a minty bone to keep her occupied. She was not impressed at all. Of course, the store always starts to get busy as soon as I sit down to eat my lunch. I just ordered these new business cards for our vacation rentals, and I think they turned out great. I also ordered a clear box to put outside my store so that people can pick up information if they're interested. I had that spiffy little plaque made by a vendor on Etsy. I've been pretty busy with our newest renovation project called the Pine House. Going from 3 rentals to 4 is a big step for us, and I had to get an even larger moleskin calendar. Yes, I still use a paper calendar. It's the only way I can keep things straight and also have peace of mind that I'm not double booking something. I have a column for each rental, and instead of having to write all 4 names across the top of the columns, I decided to carve a little stamp, and it worked out great. By mid-afternoon, I was itching to paint something, so I decided to start preparing a canvas for that. I've had a koala on my mind to paint, so I had to do a little bit of sleuth work to find a reference photo first. Then I started sketching it out and painting. Here's a second perspective of my painting process. This was a fast and loose painting with lots of watery paint, which allowed me to also use some silicone tools for mark making. Here's a view of my nice, neat paint palette before, and then what it looks like once I get going. This painting did turn out a little muddy, so I just started adding in some random color before setting it aside to finish another day. I'm not sure if you remember my friend Robert that said that my snake plant might be flowering because of the volcano apocalypse. Well, that didn't happen, but I did finally follow his suggestion to put my plant outside so it could be pollinated. I had a lot of paint left over from the koala, so I used that to create base layers on some smaller canvases. As those were drying, I did some straightening up of the store and restocking of inventory. I went through all of my prints to see which were running low on stock, and I usually just snap a photo of those so I know which that I need to replenish. If you missed my home studio tour and print packaging process, it was in episode 3. It's a good overview of how I create and package my print inventory. Late afternoon, I decided to go and get some work done at the Pine Cottage. I needed to take Wookie home first, and if I let her jump out of the car, she runs as fast as she can to the other side of the house to try and catch our resident groundhog. I let Max out for a bit and loaded all our new packages for the Pine House into my car. I've apologized to our delivery people profusely recently. The Pine House is located right down the street from us where our plot house and original Bryson City farmhouse are located. There are about 50 projects going on at once right now, and a lot of it is being documented on the Perkins Builder Brothers channel. There are a lot of things that are on my list specifically, so every day I just try to spend at least an hour ticking a few things off. On this particular day, I was able to replace some outlet covers, and I also hung the ironing board and a few other utility hooks in the laundry room just to get things out of the way. After scarfing down a few Reese's cups, I also hung this painting that I made specifically for the house that uses a vintage painting, and I added the words "Yes, Chef" for the kitchen. My last project for the day was putting a second and final coat of paint on these dressers that were found in the house and that I decided to refinish. Outside of the house, the landscaping is coming along and the porch painting is almost finished. We still need to stain the plank boards, but it's really coming along. And that completes another day in the life video episode. If you have questions, please leave them in the comments, and I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe, like, and share this video.